There's a story in the news about a 22-year-old man from the USA called Trez. And before we get into it, my American friends, what is going on your side of the pond with first names? When did biblical Christian names like David and Michael go out of fashion? Because previously, when I've been to the USA, I've had conversations with men who had the first names Barker, Hunter, Quintana and Rolls as their first names. I'm back in Florida next year, and it won't surprise me if I end up chatting with two men called Tilegrout and Thermostat. And on the rare off chance that this video gets watched by any African American women, why is it when you have a baby, so many of you name that baby some stupid shit that no one can pronounce? So, Trez was arrested in 2021, his case has recently gone to trial, and he was found guilty. To be fair, is it pleaded or pled guilty? He did one of them. But he's been told he may spend the rest of his life in prison. Trez is a self-confessed incel. And if you're not familiar with that term, incels, well, they should be incels, padded ones. That's short for involuntary celibate. These are men who, through a combination of mummy issues, acting out and undiagnosed mental illnesses, have developed a pathological hatred towards all women just because hot girls won't fuck them. In January 2020, Trez published his manifesto on an incel website. It was entitled Isolated, which sounds like a poem written by an angst-ridden 13-year-old. But in it, he laid out detailed plans on how he was going to go to the university near where he lived in Ohio and murder 3,000 women. When the police raided his mother's home, because of course he still lived with his mother, I guess he spent most evenings going through her laundry basket trying to find soiled underwear that he could sniff whilst furiously jerking off. The police found bullet-resistant body armour, several handguns and hunting rifles fitted with bump stocks. A device that turned a semi-automatic hunting rifle into a fully automatic machine gun, as well as pictures on his computer showing he'd planned his route to kill every single woman at the aforementioned university. So let's take a look at Trez. I think we can all agree he is one ugly fucker. Jesus, I bet he has to rape his own hand. But I've been on incel message boards. I know how these weird fuckers think. And they don't just want any female. It has to be the best woman in the world. Some lass that looks like a supermodel. But the sad fact is, most of the time when it comes to dating, you stay in your fucking lane. The grim reality is that if you're a 2, like our friend Trez, unless you're a 2 with a lot of money, there's no chance you're going to pull a 10. If he'd been more realistic, if he'd settled for an overweight single mother with poor personal hygiene, maybe he would have had a girlfriend. But these basement-dwelling weirdos can't accept that. They all think they deserve a woman like Dua Lipa. But the fact of it is, attractive people have more options. And attractive women are unlikely to go for deranged blokes who might kill them. I'll use myself as an example, because my favourite celebrity girlie is Victoria De Angelis from the band Måneskin. Now, I'm a married man, but if I was single, she still wouldn't fuck me. She's a 22-year-old international rock star. I doubt she's laying in bed at night, dreaming of the day she can meet a tubby bald bloke with an unsuccessful YouTube channel. However, it is possible to punch above your weight, and I know that because I'm married to Mrs. Disgruntled, and she's way out of my league. So to anyone with an incel mindset, you've got to be realistic. Here in the UK, the average straight man will have sex with 9.8 different women throughout his entire lifetime. I've never slept with 0.8 of a woman, a few short ones. And this isn't a boast, because promiscuity isn't something which should be celebrated. But for the guys who've got a lower score than that, they're cancelling me out because mine is way higher. But the thing is, I've never been able to pull women with my devastating good looks because I'm Captain fucking Average. But I do have a personality. A lot of people don't like that personality, and I understand that, but some do. I also have the ability to listen, and that's important because many women are content to spend hour upon hour rattling on about nothing. In her most recent Netflix special, the American comedian Eliza Schlesinger, who is, for me, one of the funniest people on the planet, pointed out that if a man is good at doing just one thing, and it doesn't matter what that thing is, there will be a woman that finds it attractive. Another thing that counts against the incels is that, in my experience, Women tend not to like being called sluts, bitches and whores. It's somewhat disrespectful. I mean, there are some ladies who like that, but by the time you're using that language, you're in an established relationship having a lovely time. And for any ladies watching, correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think the fairer sex generally are attracted to head cases who spend their time on the internet referring to women as femoids and explaining why, in their mind, all females deserve to be sexually violated and murdered. At least once Trez starts his prison sentence, he will be getting a lot of sex. It won't be with women, but beggars can't be choosers. And one final point. He was planning to shoot 3,000 women. So even if every shot was on target, he'd need 3,000 rounds of ammunition. The logistics just don't add up, unless he was planning to be the first person ever to carry out a mass shooting from the driver's seat of a fucking forklift. As ever, thanks for watching.